to think of other stories that I have gone through. I have a great story. But it's not mine. It was one my friend told me. But it was so good. I was like, I gotta talk about it sometime.
All right, then spit it out. What is
it? Okay. All right. So my friend, he's been one of my best friends for a good while. His name's Carson. And Carson, recently, he's recently single. He was in a good relationship for a bit while. And, he's single now, and so he's been going on Tinder for a while.
Boy.
Oh dear.
All right. So he's going on Tinder, and he finds this girl. And he and this girl really hit it off. Like, I mean, they are cooking. They love a lot of the same shows. They love a lot of that. Like, they have, I think they grew up in the same area or something. They have the same birthday. And so, like, there's a lot of, like, connection that they already have. And they're like, they have a lot of similar interests. They're really, really connecting. Okay. And so they've been talking back and forth for a while. And it's actually going pretty good with this girl. He's getting to know her, and they're going just sending Snapchats.
And that was when the Fire Nation attacked.
Right.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, the Fire Nation's gonna happen sometime. I'm gonna switch this to Tinder.com because this is kind of important. So, the issue is with Tinder is that he had never met this girl before, and finally he was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I just got off work. We're gonna meet each other. We're gonna do it. And she says, sure. He says, hey, do you mind if my friend comes along? And he's like, yeah, of course. Because,
Oh, no, don't tell me.
No, listen. This is a new climate, and sometimes you got to be wary and online dating and stuff. And so he's like, no, totally. Friend can come along. So they go, and they meet up. They meet up an hour away from his house. So he drives like an hour. They live 2 hours away, so they drive and they meet in the middle. And the number one fear for women doing online dating is that the man will be a serial killer. The man they meet on online dating is going to be a serial killer. The number one fear for men is that she'll be fat. And her pictures that she had sent him didn't really line up. But he's not a shallow guy. He was like, you know what? Sure, it's okay. It's like, honestly, I can.
Was that it?
Listen, I want to be telling this story if it didn't have a little bit more to it. So he's like, okay, this is just the first part. He says, okay, well, not the greatest, but and the friend that with the girl is she's a bit more like zanier. She has like green hair, and it's like kind of slicked up, and it's got like the nose ring, and he's like, okay, well, awesome. So they're like, you want to go back to my place? She says, and he's like, sure. So they drive the like 45 minutes or whatever to her place. And he gets there. And so he's not going to lie, he's a little let down. But he's like, you know what? No, I'm she's still interesting to talk to. We have a connection here. I'm not gonna mess this up. They go inside the house. It's like a little apartment. He's like, okay. Opens the door, and he's like, this place reeks. There is a smell here. And smell, and he's like, and he couldn't place it because some people just have a bad smell. That's like a, it's just a nasty smell. But this is a very specific nasty smell. And he's like, what is it? And like, he thinks for a while, and he's like, it's kind of like a barn. Almost smells like a barn. No, and he goes, and the girl goes, he says, hey, I'm going to come into my room. And he says, okay. And he's going to the room, and he's like, what is this? And she's like, how do you like my pets? And he says, your pets? He's like, yeah, my rats. And he looks, and no joke, there are 20 rats in 20 cages around this girl's room. 20 rats. And he realized that she has a rat tattoo and a rat necklace, and he was like, well, I just thought it was kind of her thing. Yeah. So this is essentially the rat queen. Wow, there you go, Aladdin. From our live studio audience, shout out the rat queen. So the smell is like intoxicating. And again, these cages are littering her room, and not only that, on her freaking bed, she has so many stuffed rats. Not mice, mind you. Not cute mice. These are rats. He's like, okay, what's going on here? She says, you want to go, you want to sit down? We're going to watch the Simpsons. And he's like, okay. And I mean, he's like, I like The Simpsons, but not when it's like, it's like, this is already throwing me off, and he has to deal with the smell and everything. And he goes, and she's like, all right, I'm going to turn on the TV. He looks at the TV. There are 2 bottles filled with a yellow liquid, just kind of like sitting on the thing. He's like, I'm not gonna ask, but so they're watching the Simpsons, and he's like, the vibes have gone way down for him. He's like, this girl, I'm over it. Maybe I should have been shallow at the beginning. He's like, okay, and they watch like half an episode of The Simpsons, and he's like thinking about, it's like, oh, we'll stay here for a bit and then I'll go. And then the girl's like, hey, do you mind if I light some candles? He says, oh, sure. God. Okay. She goes to the back of the room. You guys, okay, listen. He goes to the back of the room, and she has like, she lights a couple candles, and maybe it's like they're doing a smell. Maybe he's like, okay, well, this is the aroma to keep the smell of the rats away. She lights some near the TV stand. She goes back to the back of the room, and she lights 2 candles in the back. The back of the room has been dark. She's like, they didn't turn on the light back there, so we didn't notice. Once she lights the 2 candles, then he sees it. There's a table where the 2 candles are, and behind that table, no joke, painted on the wall is a pentagram. And he goes, nope, nope, that's it. All right. He's like, I'm feeling a little tired. I gotta go home. And they're like, oh, are you sure? Life? Are you sure? He's like, do you have to like, he's like, you seem kind of tired. Do you want to just stay here? He's like, no, I'm good. And he gets in his car and he drove back, and he was like, that was the craziest thing that has ever happened to me. He was like, I can't believe that. So there you go. That's a story of Carson and his Tinder date. And I mean, he did say later, he's like, I appreciated that it happened because now I have a great story, which is a good way of looking at things. But like,
that sounds messed up.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Yep. Dude, I couldn't, like, he was telling me the story, and he was like, you won't believe this. He's like, this actually happened. And the insanity of it is what makes it so crazy to me.
Jeez, dude.
It got progressively worse. That was
I know, right?
Spiral downwards.
I thought when you mentioned, like, because we had talked about...
You mentioned, like, oh, yeah, guys fear a girl turning out to be fat. Oh, well,
catfishing with bad
photos. Oh, that's not so bad. Nope. Then you bring out the rats, the rat tattoo, the rat necklace, the pentagram, the smelly smell, the bottles, all that stuff. Like, no, the bottles of PP. Like, no, that's disgusting.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and guess he broke up with her.
No,
I don't think they were ever together.
They were never together. They were just on Tinder. They were talking on Tinder,
trying to see if it could progress to that
See,
stage.
when you start dating, you're not necessarily boyfriend and girlfriend right then and there.
Yeah.
You're testing
dating. Dating is testing the waters.
Right. You could go on a date with someone and not be like they're
steady.
Right.
It's a way to see if you're compatible.
I've gone on a ton of dates.
That's how it works outside of high school. It's not all about this. Oh, I wonder if he likes me. Can you like go ask somebody to ask him if he likes me?
Oh man, I remember doing that as a kid. You just can't do that now. There's literally
that's not how it works.
Yeah, you got to be an adult about stuff. Part of being an adult is like you realize that like you have to go and meet people, and then like you meet someone, and you're like, hey, let's go grab coffee, let's go grab lunch, and then like, and if you're feeling, after that, you can be like, hey, let's grab dinner, and then like over time, you have a talk about like, where do you see us? What do you want to do? Yeah. That's how it goes.
I've never dated, so.
Well, there you go. That's why we're telling you.
That's what we're telling you.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it and you want to see more fun content from us, head to the link below to check out our archive channel where we'll be posting the full versions of all of our podcasts going forward. So I hope you go over there and check it out, and have a great day.